Hello buddy people, it's Niall McInnes here. It is Thursday, the 9th of June 2016, and this is part 3 in the stress series. In today's video I'm going to talk about values and aligning yourself with them. In the first video I talked about what stress is, the second video I talked about how it affects our brain and our thoughts, and this video is all about values. Now some of you would have done a fair bit of personal development work and known about your inner values. This will be a good refresher, but also there's a difference between knowing your values and actually living by them. Because I learned this stuff when I first started out in personal development about 4 years ago. But living by them was a different thing. And in my own life, for me, I value freedom really highly. And looking back now, at the time I couldn't work out why I kept quitting jobs. I had to keep moving and leaving. And now looking back, I see that my highest value is freedom and travel and adventure. So if I'm stuck in a job where I feel like there's no future for me and I'm taking orders, all of a sudden I got really stressed and I couldn't work out why. I just had this need to go. And that's why. Everyone's values are different, of course. Now mine's freedom, adventure and travel, that's me. Someone else is security and financial security perhaps, or having a family around them. Whatever it is for you, it's best to align with you, because otherwise we're living a life based on what society says we should do, or what our family says we should do, or what our dad told us we should do. And that's all good, but if it doesn't align with you, then you're going to keep following down this rabbit hole that actually isn't where you want to be. I forget who did the quote, but there's a quote that, when you get to the top of the ladder and you realize it's up against the wrong wall. So why not start right now and start aligning yourself with what you really want, okay? So let's get into the quick exercise. So the exercise is this. I want you to think of 3 people in your life that you idolize. They can be someone you know, or they can be movie stars, rock stars, whatever it is. List down 3 people, and next time I want you to draw 2 boxes. In the first box, I want you to draw 5 things that you respect in that person or that you look up to. Things like about their personality in particular. Are they motivated? Are they positive? Are they playful? Are they always smiling? Are they always laughing? Have they come from failure and succeeded? Write down 5 things for each person that you admire. In the next box, I want you to write down 3 things that you don't like in their personality or in their lifestyle. It might be that they don't have a very good work-life balance. They work too much. It might be that they're too serious. It might be that they offend people because they're so confronting and honest. Write down between at least one thing for each of the things you dislike. And below those 2 boxes, in box 1 and 2, I want you to summarize the things you've written down. So pick 5 things from the first box that you'll probably find there's 5 that are repeated, the 5 things that resonate most with you, and you'll find those things are going to be a pretty good estimation of things that you value most in this world. And the same for the second box, they'll give you a list of things that you are steering away from. What this does, it gives you a pointer now of what you're steering away from towards what you want in life, okay? Based on what you want, not based on what society says or what your parents say or whatever. From this, I want you to look at them. Now, some of you might say that that's all good having these things written down, but my life doesn't reflect them at all. And if that's the case, I would challenge you to say that most probably you're not living a very fulfilling life right now. And look at your goals you're setting. Are your goals aligned with these 5 values you've written down? And if they're not, maybe it's time to start changing them. Now, what's this all going to do with stress? I said at the start that when we're living in life in line with our values, we tend to be happy and relaxed. If you're living out of it, you tend to be stressed and upset. If you're finding you're very uncomfortable and you don't know why, if you're finding there's a need to move or just do something, you don't know why, it's generally because you're not living in line with your values. So have a good look at these and start to live your life by them. Now, the thing is, again, knowing these and living by them are 2 different things, because it takes a lot of courage to start living by your values, because it's either we're living a life based on what society says or what our parents say, or we know what we want with our heart, but we're too scared to chase it because of fear of failure, fear of rejection, something like that. And either way, we're not happy until you start aligning yourself with this thing here. And so tomorrow's video, I'm going to start talking about courage and why I believe it's the most important thing for living a happy life, because when you got courage, you can start being authentic and following what your heart really wants. So if you want some more information on this topic of setting your values and setting your vision and setting your goals, then give me a yell on Facebook. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow in part 4 of the stress series. Bye, guys.